Greetings, listeners, and welcome to ND 5.18. As always, I am your host, Ender. Today, I'd like to invite you on another ride-along here in the back roads of the mind. In our lives, we make countless decisions for ours and others' benefit or consequence. Every choice becomes us. But where did it begin? That is what we'll be pondering on this ride along. Where are you in life, my companion? Are you still in school, enjoying or dreading the experience? Perhaps college, working toward a degree for financial stability or a dream career. Maybe even raising a family, directly or apart. Some of you aren't doing any of this. Just making the most of the cards you were dealt. For every one of us, choices were made by us or over us to set our feet on these paths. Can you recall the first step on your road to Damascus? As children, for those of us in some homes, education was championed. We were held to a standard that past relatives had set, or were looked at as one who set the new standard for the family. Others may only be seen as copies, expected to follow in footsteps with no deviation or suffer. My family expected so much, yet in the same breath nothing, as many families do, moving the goalpost when you show signs of doubt. I wanted and dreamed to be so much, yet financial burdens I had seen and experienced took my dream's place. That was a choice that some of you may have made as well, or are contemplating. I earned a scholarship, yet it was lost because of a slip in grades that I didn't let deter me. I took out loans and paid out of my own pocket to attend and get my degree. That was the choice. Based in pride, why didn't I just apply to other colleges? My grades were good enough. But because I had that scholarship and lost it, I wanted to prove something to somebody, to anybody, honestly, that I was worth it. And I made the decision to take on financial burdens early on. I know I'm not alone in this, but sometimes you need to say it out loud. To further expound, why did I even go to college? Because it was a tradition to chase higher education in my family. At the end of the day, all choices, even when they seem inevitable, have alternatives. I couldn't see mine, as many of you can't see the ones around you. Do you have a role model? Someone who is actively guiding you, be it physically or spiritually. Maybe you're modeling yourself after a notable figure, be it in history or your family. It is very true that we are all balls of clay shaped by our lives. As I'm sure all of you are aware, it's hard to have heroes in this day and age, with people being torn down all the time. An acceptance of the ideal and negative traits of everyone is needed to believe in anyone. Who's your hero? Or would you like one? Remember, there is no limit to how many you can have. And you can aspire to only be the part of them you admire. I've had several heroes in my life. I'm not going to name them here because some of them are notably controversial, be it them loved or hated for reasons that make sense only to those in that time in history. I can give one example here. Vlad the Impaler, a notable hero of Wallachia, or Wallachia, whichever you want to say. But he's known all around the world for being a brutal and notable killer and warrior. But to some, he is someone to be admired, and to others, someone to never try to repeat. Moving away from that, I would like to introduce a few concepts to you all. You all know free will versus predestination or fate. And I would like to also add bartering versus living to your vocabulary. Now let me expound. Of the many faiths, beliefs, and walks of life listening right now, I'd like to ask you, do you believe in free will? That every decision you make is, in that moment, a choice that is unknown to all until it is made. Do you believe in life by design? That everything's planned out down to the second by the higher being or beings, like a script for us to adhere to. Now, have you ever considered bartering? The belief that the energy that we're willing to put into something, into choices and their outcomes, work in exchange till we've used up the value we had and now seek from others. Maybe all of this is too much and you're just living, existing in this space, no more, no less. Here is a question that many of you will ask yourselves at various points in your life. Are you happy with your current path? Some of you may be done and coasting along, while others are seeking their dreams around the next bend in the road. A few, like myself, are at a rest spot, unsure if you should continue down the road or stay parked. When will you be ready to pursue your dream, a relationship, parenthood? Satisfaction comes from a fulfilled self, and that is a fundamental truth. You may live 100 years yearning for it because you see nothing but flaws, your choices added to you, influenced by outside forces. And you must know that satisfaction will always be yours if you find it in your heart. And I hope you understand what that means and don't just write it off as me being a fortune cookie. Now, thank you, listeners, for accompanying me on this ride along in the back roads of the mind. I'd like to give a special word of thanks to all my new subscribers who enjoy our spirit talks here at Indy 5.18. This portion of the channel is still being explored, especially after my most recent hiatus, so I ask that you bear with me as I release these when they feel right. I hope my words have strengthened some of your resolves and gave others some food for thought. Live your life for yourself, because those who come before you, when they're gone, you'll be left with nothing if all you lived for was what they wanted. Don't let that be a chain dragging you down, and don't push that chain forward onto others. As always, this has been your host, Ender, here at Indy 5.18. Remember to live your best life and be well. Goodbye, listener.